Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Somewhat Scholarly. My name is Alan Hibbard, and today I want to show you how you can save a ton of money on fees when you buy and sell Bitcoin by using Coinbase Pro instead of Coinbase. So for those of you who have seen my video on Coinbase, and for those of you who have a Coinbase account of your own, you know that the fees are extremely high. Right now in 2021, Coinbase is charging a 3% fee. Okay, 2.99%, but still, that is very, very high. And I'm going to show you how you can use Coinbase Pro to get that fee down to just 0.5%. So that's going to save you more than 80% on your fees. And to put that into perspective, if you're interested in buying a whole Bitcoin, and for example, if it's around $40,000, instead of paying $1,200 in fees, you'll only pay $200. So that'll save you $1,000 on fees for every $40,000 you transact. That is huge. In my mind, it's a no-brainer. And all you have to do is use Coinbase Pro, and it's free to set up. If you have a Coinbase account, you automatically get a Coinbase Pro account. You don't really need to do anything special, and you don't need to be a pro. You don't need to be a professional. You don't need to be an institution. You don't have to be a Wall Street trader. You don't really need any special knowledge or skills, just a little bit of familiarity with the trading interface, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So let's get started. The first step, of course, is to log into your Coinbase account. Okay, I definitely find it easiest to log into my Coinbase account in one tab and my Coinbase Pro account in another tab. So that's what I'm going to do here. In another tab, I go to pro.coinbase.com and I click login. Okay, so here is Coinbase Pro. You can see it looks pretty busy. Some people may be intimidated by this, but I think when I break down each section for you, it will become much easier, and I think you might even find that it's pretty fun. So that's the goal for today, easy and fun. So where do we want to start? Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do is take some of our US dollars from Coinbase and move it into Coinbase Pro. So if you already have your Coinbase account set up, make sure you have some US dollars in there. It should be free to move them from your bank account into Coinbase, and then we're just going to move them from Coinbase to Coinbase Pro. Let's do that now. So here on Coinbase Pro, let's look at my portfolios just so you see what it looks like. It will be different than what we saw on Coinbase. So this is a completely different portfolio. I have a completely different amount of money. And most of it here is actually Bitcoin, 0.05 Bitcoin, and I have 6 cents, 6 cents in US dollars. And it looks like nothing else, a bunch of other zeros. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to deposit USD, and there's 3 options. I could go directly from a bank account. So if you've already connected your bank account to Coinbase, you could select bank account here and go directly from your bank account to Coinbase Pro. So that's an option. But since I already have US dollars in my Coinbase account, I'm going to take those. I'm not going to do a wire transfer. I'm going to go from Coinbase.com, and it's instant. So we're going from Coinbase.com to Coinbase Pro. You see here my balance of $120.55 is exactly what we had when we looked at our Coinbase balance, $120.55. So I'm going to click max. So right now it's at 0. I just click max, and it will take all the money I have from Coinbase and move it here. Obviously, I could pick a different amount if I wanted to move, exactly $100 or something like that. But I'm just going to take the whole thing, $120.55. No fee, which is very nice. And if we scroll down here, there's no limit to doing this. It's instant, so I'll click deposit, and then we should see it. Show up immediately. Awesome. Okay, and then it's right here in my balance, 120 US dollars. So it's pretty easy to get US dollars into your Coinbase Pro account. Now let's make a trade. What we'll do is we'll go to the trade tab. And now we have to select a market. So we're going to start in the upper left, and we're going to pick the market we want to trade. So again, it might look intimidating, but if you just look at one piece at a time, it's actually very straightforward. So we could search for what we're looking for or narrow it down by tab, or we can just select from the list here. What we're interested in doing right now, or what I want to do, is Bitcoin and US dollars. Basically, I want to use US dollars to buy Bitcoin and trade back and forth between these two assets, buying and selling and so forth. right up top, Bitcoin USD. So we just click that, and it's actually the screen we're on. So just to make sure you can see where you're at up here, BTC USD. You can see the current price of Bitcoin, about 35,800, almost 35,900. What it's done in the last 24 hours, and this is the trading volume. So in the last 24 hours, there's been over 17,000 Bitcoins that have been transacted back and forth between people. And that's just on this exchange. Of course, the global volume is much larger. So right here in the center of the screen, we see the price chart. And this is basically the price of Bitcoin over time for the last few hours. You can see this is as of 10 o'clock this morning. Right now it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's 1500. And these are 5-minute candles, 5M, meaning each line here, each vertical line, represents 5 minutes worth of information, worth of price information. So each candle actually includes a lot of information. There's a lot here. But basically, as the candles go up, the price of Bitcoin is going up. And as they go down, the price of Bitcoin is going down. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and sort of flat right now. But this is in real time. So each particular candle tells you if the price moved up or down during that last 5-minute window. So if the candle is red, that means the price went down. And if the candle is green, the price went up. The body of the candle, basically the thick rectangle, tells you the open and the close price during that 5-minute window. And again, if it's red, that means it opened higher and closed lower, and then went down throughout that 5 minutes. If the body of the candle is green, that means it opened at the bottom of the candle and closed at the top. Okay, pretty simple so far. And then what about the wick? What about the thin line that extends above and below the body of the candle? Well, those are the highs and the lows. So obviously the high is up top and the low is down low at the bottom. And sometimes the wick will be at the exact top or the exact bottom of the body, which means that the low and either the close or the open is the same. All right, so if we look at this candle here, there's no wick below, which means that it closed and the low was the exact same value. So that's maybe a bit of a technical detail. You don't have to worry about that too much, but for those of you who want to understand what's going on, that's a quick overview. So each candle gives you 4 data points: open, high, low, close. Open, high, low, close. And we can also specify different time periods on these candles, by the way. So instead of having a candle for every 5 minutes worth of data, we could have a candle for every hour. And then here you can see that this actually goes back, okay, January 18th, January 17th, and then even earlier. So each candle is 1 hour worth of information. So of course we'll get 24 candles each day. And these markets are open 24/7, 365, so they never shut down. Okay, so these candles will look a little bit different based on the time period. You can also specify daily candles, so each candle is a day. So you can see that this goes back to, looks like November 21st or something like that, November 20th. Obviously each day there's a general upward trend, at least for the last 30 days or whatever this is, 60 days maybe. Okay, so that's the price chart. What's this crazy stuff bouncing around over here? Well, this is the order book. It basically shows you in real time all of the orders that people have placed. And these are orders to buy Bitcoin and to sell. And you can tell which is which based on the color and based on the price, the dollar value. This is actually what we're going to do. We're going to put an order on the order book, and we'll be able to see our order bouncing up and down. Eventually, if the price of Bitcoin moves in the direction we want, our order will be executed. Okay, so that's the order book, and here's the trade history. I think this is fairly straightforward. These are the trades that have just happened, that were just executed. Keep in mind, it can be very confusing, like, where does the price of Bitcoin come from? But the answer, and it doesn't just apply to Bitcoin, it's really the price of any asset that's traded on an exchange, including stocks. The price comes from the most recent trade that happened. And the most recent trade meant that there was one person who wanted to buy and one person who wanted to sell at exactly the same price. And they agreed. All right, now the fun part. Now we're going to put our own trade. We're going to put our own trade in for Bitcoin. So we got to be really careful here. So first of all, we make sure we're trading the right asset. Yes. BTC USD. Yep. Bitcoin and dollars. Yes. We're not interested in depositing or withdrawing right now because we have US dollars and we have Bitcoin here. That's good enough. Here's the order form. All right. So now do we want to buy or sell? Well, you can see that when we sell, it changes colors and it's orange, which is nice because it corresponds to all the selling that happens on the screen. Buying is green, so very color friendly. Okay, so we're going to buy. And do we want a market order, a limit order, or a stop order? Okay, this could be confusing if you've never done it before, but a market order is basically what you've already done. So a market order just means I want to buy at the market price. And the market price actually might fluctuate a tiny bit based on all these orders that are coming in. So if you've already bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, the way you bought it was using a market order. That's what this is here. You used a market order. But I'm going to show you an even better way, or in my mind, it's even better, called a limit order. So instead of using a market order, we're going to use a limit order because we might even be able to buy Bitcoin cheaper than the current price. So if you buy with a market order, you're basically going to pay the market price. If you buy with a limit order, you get the price you specify as long as someone else wants to do it as well. And so there's no guarantees. So there's definitely a risk with a limit order in that your order might not get filled, right? You might try to buy Bitcoin and then you never get it. But on the upside, if you do, you get Bitcoin a little bit cheaper than the current market price. So let me show you how that works. Well, right now the price of Bitcoin is 36,054, and you can see it's changing. So let's say we only want to pay 36,000. We don't want to pay that extra 54 blah 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 per Bitcoin. So I mean, this is a really, really small amount of savings. You could say I only want to pay 32,000, or I mean anything you want. But obviously, the lower you go, the less likely it is that anyone's going to want to do it. So let's start with something realistic, like 36,000. This will probably be filled very quickly. And how many Bitcoins do we want to get? Let's say 0.001 Bitcoin. So it'll cost us $36.18, and it'll cost us 18 cents in fees. I like it. So we're going to place a buy order here. And you can see our order, this is an open order now. It's over here, and it's waiting to be filled. Its current status is open. And if the price of Bitcoin drops to 36,000, that will be filled, and then I'll actually get the Bitcoin. So in the meantime, I'm going to place another limit order just to show you guys what's possible. Let's say 35,900, and I want to buy the same amount of Bitcoin again, 0.001, but at a lower price, 35,900, and that'll cost $36.08. And now I've got two open orders, and you can see that the price is 36,000 and 35,900. Okay, so if the price of Bitcoin drops to obviously 36,000, that will be filled. If it drops even lower, that will be filled. On the flip side, I can also sell. So I go to a sell order, limit order. I could hit max if I want to sell all my Bitcoin, but let's suppose I want to sell at what price? Well, let's say if it goes to 37,000. If it goes to 37,000, maybe I'm happy taking that profit there. I mean, who knows what I bought it for? And if the price goes up that high, I'll get $36.82. So I can place that sell order. And now it's here. That's another open order that I have. I have all three of these open, and you can see, oh, looks like this one filled. Okay, this one filled. The fee was paid. Awesome. Awesome. So look at this price here, $35,999. So it dipped just below 36,000. My order was filled, and look, and then it went back up. Right? So I saved some money there. I think I saved 10 cents. Yeah, if I bought at the market price, I would have paid extra. I would have paid, an extra $50 or something like that per Bitcoin. However, if the price of Bitcoin didn't dip to that level, I never would have gotten the Bitcoins. So that's the trade-off. Okay, let me show you one other thing. This is the depth chart, and this is basically a visual representation of all the open orders. Across the bottom here are all the prices. In the middle is the current price of Bitcoin. And to the right are higher prices of Bitcoin. So these, of course, are sell orders. This is everybody's order who's trying to sell. And to the left, all the green, these are lower numbers. This is everyone who's trying to buy. And you can see that, the further away from the center you go, the higher up the area is, or yeah, the area of this chart, because each order is added to the previous one. And you get these occasional vertical lines where someone has placed a big order, or rather maybe several big orders are on top of each other. So these are called buy walls, like B-U-Y, buy walls and sell walls. So that it's you get a lot of people who are trying to buy or sell at that exact price. And this little diamond down here is my buy order that is currently open. So you can see how close or how far it is from being filled. I also have a sell order, but it's so far away we can't really see it. So maybe if I zoom out, okay, there's my sell order up at 37,000. So you can see all these other people are willing to sell for less. So their orders are going to be filled first. This one might get filled soon. So anyways, that is how you buy and sell Bitcoin using Coinbase Pro. You can save a ton of money on fees, and you can also buy slightly cheaper if you're willing to use limit orders, and you can sell slightly higher, again, if you're willing to use limit orders. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments section. In upcoming videos, I will show you how to send and receive Bitcoin and other cryptos on places that are not Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. And I will also show you how to earn money using Coinbase Earn. Thanks, guys. See you soon.